Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Property. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So recently I did a video where I had it like the tinfoil hat. It's way up here somewhere. Reference the assets that we've seen in the ecosystem and history, and just asking yourself some questions about what do you really know about the entire thing and what do we really know to be true. And I want to preface this with what I'm about to show you in this video. So I'm by no means making allegations or saying anyone's guilty in this, but it is something to actually question about what we think we know. So as they say, don't trust, verify. And there are things in DeFi, in crypto, that we can't verify and we do trust. And sometimes that's all you can do because you don't have enough information. But at least what I can do is give you some information and maybe hopefully you'll ask some additional questions. Now, I brought this up because it reminded me, that tinfoil hat reminded me of this video here where Forex admitted to quote unquote obfuscating funds. So this is where he was taking the liquidity out of the dogs token and doing some buybacks, and it came up in some messages and he addressed it and all that stuff, which then made me remember of a similar circumstance where I kind of ignored it. So if you go back over a year ago, when were these videos? Let me see, it'll give me the exact date, July 2022. So a year and 5 months ago or so, right? This was when everybody found out about the pigs that were minted. So I had videos on that. This is where I was much more head down drinking the Kool-Aid. So I was recycling and justifying what I'd heard from Forex. Now I haven't gone back and changed my mind on this. This was basically, if you're not familiar with this, basically he minted 30,000 pigs, didn't tell anybody about them, and was collecting essentially a paycheck off of the BUSD dividends. Then eventually it comes out, but before he even admitted it, he went back and forth and said he didn't know where those pigs were, didn't know who they belonged to. There was a big chat with him and Olo from HMW, like a bunch of shit went down. And I made a video about this, and it's just like, oh yeah, like I ignored it and didn't think it was a big deal. And the way that it was handled or whatever, in hindsight, definitely had some red flags, but I was knee deep in the Kool-Aid drinking it and like justified it and even made videos to justify it. So now I'm fast forwarding to similar behavior, right? So what do I mean by that? And I can't validate or prove anything with this. I have not done any research, but we had this 8 months ago come out about the dogs buybacks, right? And I want to tie that with this. If you remember, you've been around, there were multiple messages from Forex in basically highlighting how he's the 4th highest performing trader on Bybit. So he was always, right before the farm launched, he was very big on promoting how high ranked he was. I'm the 4th highest ranked trader on Bybit. I never took any paid courses or bought anyone's system. So he was all about this Bybit thing. Bybit. Now I'm the highest performing trader. So this is October, November of last year. And there was a huge narrative about this. And even it was brought up a couple times in AMAs, how he was going to use this being the #1 trader to get AMAs with other people who were not into the degen side, but more specifically on the trading, so that he could use his skill set. Now, the reason I bring that up is because this stopped after the where he talks about the liquidity being obfuscated, right? So that stopped. It stopped in this video up here about the liquidity being broken down. And I even showed you guys where some of this was moved and we haven't seen it come back yet. And there's been some stuff taken apart and moved into Bybit and hasn't come back. But the question I want to pose is, why did he stop posting about being the #1 trader on Bybit? Why did that narrative kind of disappear and we no longer hear anything about it? And for a while we were all echoing this about him, and this was his big claim to fame, also about him being a multi-deca millionaire and making his money off of trading. Now, I cannot validate what happens on the other side of Bybit, but I do know that Bybit or any other centralized exchange, the money goes in and then it gets kind of washed. This is what FTX was doing. They were commingling funds. I'm not accusing Forex of commingling funds, but I do personally find the data interesting to say that this was a big soapbox piece about being a #1 trader. And it was also around the same time that the farm was unpaused and that liquidity was moving between Bybit and the dog buybacks. Then when suddenly we stop having dog buybacks and injections, there's no more talk about being a #1 trader. That's all I can say. Those are just the data points and dates that line up. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. There could be logical explanations, but like I said, going back in time to these videos over a year and a half ago, roughly, and seeing some information there that I did not question, now I'm at least willing to question it, and I want you guys to just question it. Again, not to accuse Forex of anything, because we can't verify it, right? But we can at least ask the questions to ourselves and ask yourself, is this, projects or whatever that you want to deal with? Are these unknown unknowns okay for your capital and your family or whoever you recommend these projects to? I have since changed my tune. I've told you guys that multiple times. And I look back at some of these videos and I have to kind of cringe, but that's why I want to leave them here as a reminder to not get suckered into the cult. Only look at the data. And so that's why I'm not changing my name. All you guys keep talking about change your name. No, I'm not changing my name. It's literally a reminder to me to ensure that I remain unbiased and not get suckered into the cult and focus on the data and not try to manipulate the data to fit a narrative that I've been force fed. So I keep this here as that reminder so that I can have some integrity going forward. And again, the one thing I will say, and I want to echo that I do believe Forex puts security at the utmost of his projects. So I do believe also that the innovation that he's bringing to B3 could be a place to actually make some solid return on blue chips that you park on the farm. There's nothing against any of that. Like, I've always learned this from martial arts, and it comes from the Bruce Lee quote of take what is useful and discard what is not. So regardless of what I feel towards others in the ecosystem or towards Forex or even like Ray or whatever, there's always knowledge to be gained from people. So I will humble myself and take what is useful and discard what is not. And if Forex is useful in the sense of putting out contracts that are not exploited and they are SAPU, and one of those contracts happens to be a simple liquidity providing platform, then I would be a fool to let my emotions say that I'm not going to park my capital there. That's exactly what happened to not getting into bank tellers projects. So going forward, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to like sideline myself just because I don't like a person's demeanor or actions or whatever. Code is unbiased. Code is just black and white numbers, right? It's just data. So I don't care who wrote the code. I made this statement on one of my old videos a long time ago. What would happen to Bitcoin if people found out that it was created by a serial pedophile, rapist, devil worshiper, child killer, whatever, you name it, every ugly thing you could think of under the sun? What if they found out that's who wrote the code? That would definitely change some people's opinion of using Bitcoin, but it shouldn't, because the code itself did nothing. So we have to separate the two. That's my personal opinion. Other people will think differently. But so going forward, I'm still going to look at, all these projects. Again, not going to change my name, not going to do anything with that. And I'm still working on this DAO here. Unfortunately, the second video did not work, so I don't have that to share. But we are moving forward with the brand building. There's still going to be some part of trying to revitalize the drip token, especially if it becomes deflationary. But again, the point of this video is to just say, look under the hood, ask questions, don't just digest things. And by all means, please don't just go look at other people's videos like my own and believe that that's the end all be all. I've done my research. That's not how that works. Do not just go find people's videos that align with the values you have and be like, oh, I checked the box. No, that's how we all got wrecked in the first place. So try to find people with conflicting viewpoints, people with different opinions, and ask yourself why they believe the way they believe. What data do they have that you do not? So I'm giving you data on, again, the Bybit stuff, and I can't say what happened to it, what's going on with it. I don't know Forex's personal level of integrity or morals and values. I don't know anything about it. But going forward, these are things you should ask yourself, what you want to do with the capital that you're going to invest into DeFi, as well as who you're going to tell about said projects. And don't do it simply because you like the narrative that a person is echoing. Do it based solely off the fundamentals, tokenomics, the data, the numbers that you have run, not somebody else like myself who can take some numbers and like give you some hopium, and then you digest that and tell everybody to get in. These are lessons learned. That's the best I can tell you. So yeah, that's a recap. So if anybody has any answers on the Bybit stuff, I'd be interested to hear about it. But other than that, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.